Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Jason's General. Today we're doing the Arena Open. It is Modern Horizons 3, and this is day 1. My name's Jason. This is Jason's General, and we usually do draft content, limited content in Magic the Gathering on MTG Arena. Today we are doing, like I said, the Arena Open, and currently we have just opened our sealed pool, and we are just going through the cards that we opened, and this is a post event audio recording because I didn't want to have to focus on trying to explain what I was doing during the event. I really wanted to commit all my focus to the actual game and the gameplay. As much as I like making content sort of live, I think with events like super competitive events, it's best to be as little distracted as possible. As you saw, our rare pool was a little bit underwhelming, I must say. We got 3 Wheel of Misfortunes. We got the Arna, Sky Captain, and Flare of Duplication, and just like stuff that's really not very, very good. Definitely underperforming rares. So right now we're just navigating through the cards and trying to figure out what colors we're going to play. This was a tough one. This was definitely a tough one. I was not impressed with the cards that I opened at all. Trying to figure out exactly how to run it. One thing that I always find interesting with sealed is that you end up having these biases towards certain cards and certain play styles and certain archetypes, etc. And it can actually be detrimental to your performance, because sometimes I think, speaking for myself at least, I'll overweigh the value or the importance of certain archetypes or the power level of certain cards. Like, for example, here I'm sort of like navigating and seeing if I can play black, and it's like there's really not a lot of good black cards here, but I was valuing I remember in this moment valuing the Marauder quite highly, and then kind of backpedaling and realizing like this isn't gonna work. Also like trying to squeeze in this Arna Sky Captain because it's like the only playable rare that we have. Not to say that you can't play Wheel of Fortune, or you can definitely play Party Thrasher, but it's not a high value pick or card to play. I mean, you really don't want to be playing Wheel of Fortune, what is it called? Wheel of Misfortune. But yeah, again, just clicking through. Usually, what I like to do is just take out. I didn't do it this time, but I usually take out all of the playable cards. A Wheel of Potential. Yeah, it's the bad version of Wheel of Fortune. Take out all the playable cards. Power Balance also terrible. And then start to eliminate, like through a process of elimination, get rid of things that are unplayable. Me just looking at this Wheel of Potential, wondering if it has any potential, and I can tell you it certainly does not. But I mean, again, I've had decks like whoop me with it, but in best of 1, I really don't want to try to roll those dice. So yeah, just navigating, looking through, trying to figure it out. We have that Battle Mage there. There's a bunch of cards that piqued my interest, and it does feel like our playables are kind of all over the place and random. With that being said, I do think White-Red Boros was a potential playable archetype, but I think we ended up opting for something otherwise. All right, like I said, we're going through Boros, and then we're like, oh, wait. Waterscape Battle Mage is really good. Hydras are decent, pretty decent commons. So I'm like, okay, let's try something else. And then I end up cutting, okay, all the red. So I guess I'm trying green-white here, seeing how that looks, or how that might perform. And thinking like, okay, can I include the Arna Can I do like a double splash or something? Can I play blue, white? Really, I think I remember being a little bit confused about how to operate here. But that's part of the experience. That's part of testing and testing out different builds and seeing what the best of the best might be. You kind of just got to click around and weigh out your options and just evaluate which grouping has the most powerful cards. I even do take screenshots of the different color pairings. I think at this on this run I actually didn't, because two of our colors were quite weak. I think it was black was really weak and blue was on the weaker end. I think I do end up touching blue a bit to splash in the end, but yeah, I definitely found it was obvious which colors I was going to be playing here. Once I started to figure things out. Yeah, so this one was a little bit messier. This was my third run. I did 3 bullets, and at this point I was a little bit flustered or frustrated and just kind of trying. And I remember I opened this pool and I was like, oh man, there's no way that this is going to perform. And that usually ends up being the decks that play well too. It's really weird. Weird phenomenon. Maybe it's just in my head, but I do feel like when I doubt a deck, like when I really, really, really doubt a deck, sometimes it's good. I mean, okay, there is a degree to which I could be doubtful and the deck could be terrible. Obviously, if it's super bad, I'm going to know it's bad and not play well. But this one was sort of like, it felt like very medium, probably like a 6, maybe a 7 out of 10, if that. Okay, it wasn't blue. Yeah, no, I did touch blue. I think even maybe our white was a little bit weak. Like just looking at it now, like there's not a lot of reasons to be in white. Sevine's Reclamation's a cool card. I do like Envoy of Ancestors quite a bit as well. And it would play well with the 3 Hydras, like just getting that life gain. But really not a lot of a reason to be in white. So I think I do end up just cutting it out of the pool here. However, just looking at this now, like I do feel like there is a world where I could have still touched white and probably performed quite well, but I don't regret anything. I don't regret the changes that I made. I remember, I was looking at the lands here, seeing how I could splash. I ended up opening a lot of these good common lands. Emrakul's Messenger is quite good. I remember like seeing that I had it in the pool and being like, oh, that's pretty sweet. However, I don't have a lot of ways to actually draw extra cards other than, I guess, Copy Crook. I have 1 copy of Tune the Narrative, which, makes that extra 0/1, but couldn't really use Emrakul's Messenger to its full potential. But yeah, still just kind of browsing it out here. Noticing reds. I think I just came to this point where I was like, wait a second. Red is really good. Okay, red is great. We have Pyro Surfer. White's looking kind of meh. And just fast forwarding a bit, yeah. So we decided to cut white and realizing that red, green is probably our 2 best colors. We got the Battle Mage, which we really would like to be playing. We've got the Copy Crook, which really overperformed. The Depth Defiler was fantastic. 3 Hydras was really good. And can't under or downplay the Malevolent Rumble and the Planar Genesis. Those cards were also very, very good in this build. Definitely good role playing cards. Just getting us to where we wanted to be. And funny story, I was doing a draft with some friends, MH3, and I was debating. We were doing a team draft, and I was debating my 2 teammates about the value of Party Thrasher. My teammate was playing Boros, and they had a very, very aggressive white-red deck, and I was saying that they shouldn't play the Party Thrasher because it's more of like a mid-rangey, even controlling card, and they were saying otherwise. And really, the Party Thrasher proved me wrong in this build. Although to me, this is the optimal deck that you would play something like Party Thrasher because you want to go kind of later with this deck. But yeah, I was basically I just proved myself wrong, and sometimes I one of the reasons that I love Magic is because it's a very humbling experience, a humbling game where you can never really be right. There's not always a right answer for everything in Magic, and you can't always win, and that's one of the things too, because of the variance element of Magic the Gathering. It's like you will be humbled by this game often, and that's one of the things that makes it such a great experience, and I think it's just like good for character development, because you just learn to think about things differently, learn to evaluate situations differently. I don't know. I don't mean to get philosophical here, but that's kind of what I'm alluding to. Anyway, I think this was the build, pretty much. Just navigating which lands we were going to run. I do find that you don't want to go too overboard with the lands. Like, I think it was my second pool. Was it my second pool? My second attempt. Someone used the Myco spawn against me, and I only had one swamp, and I had 2 black cards in my hand. So sometimes it pays to have that extra land in the deck, and not too many of the colorless lands. Like I remember I had 3 sources to get the swamp, but then they ended up exiling my swamp, and it just completely ruined the whole game for me. And that's not the first time I've been completely blown out by Myco spawn too. Like, that card is just something else sometimes. But yeah, let's get into it. I think we're entering our first match, our first game. Okay, here we go. Decent opening hand. I would say very, very good, actually. We have the Sheltering Landscape, which can get us an extra forest for our Altasaur. Opponent mulligans to 6 here. Opponent mulligans to 5. And I think, yeah, we're just thinking just that. Let's get the forest out of the deck to start things off. They say they hit us with a good game. I remember they actually end up doing pretty good, considering they mulled to 5. Nice little hit for us. We drop our island. Ooh, yeah, Malevolent Rumble. Very nice. Cast that. Opponent counters. Yeah, that's right. Actually, a pretty good counter. Might as well. They have nothing better to do on turn 2, so might as well just get rid of our spell, right? Stops us from being able to get whatever. Serum Visionary. They draw a card and scry 2. Just load it up, ready to go with the Glimpse of the Impossible here. Fanged Flame. Pretty bad. We just hit a bunch of stuff that we would actually want to cast at some point, but what are you gonna do? Still get 3 Eldrazi, colorless 0/1 Eldrazi spawns, so that's not bad. Let the damage through. Oh yeah, I remember this ended up being kind of a tragedy here. We cascade into, what do we do again? Oh yeah, Collective Resistance. So we just put that back in our deck. Terrible hit. And then, why did I not? Oh yeah, they flash in utter significance. So that was just a really, really bad turn for us. We lost all of our advantage there, basically. We were ahead, and now we're just not. What do we do? What do we do? Oh yeah, this was a weird play. I remember this was a kind of a bad decision. Oh no, did we just hit it for 4? Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, this was a weird one. So we hit it for 3. I don't know why I did this. This was dumb. Could have just made it a... I could have just made it a 4 or 5 and they probably wouldn't have attacked, but... We end up making it a 3-4 and then holding up our Gift of the Viper. Very strange. I don't know what I was thinking here. I mean, I guess I was thinking like they would maybe use their energy and swing in for 5. Which would render our Ixborn useless, really. But this was definitely a weird one. I don't know. This didn't feel... I remember this felt so wrong. Super sketchy play there on my part. In for 4. We just run out to tune the narrative here. That's right. And then run a charge bug. Seems good. And there are 2 cards, so like we're feeling pretty good at this point. Oh yeah, Electroza. Electroza. This is not a card that I want to be playing most of the time. There's so much reach in this format. This card's just not where it's at. Do they just give everything +1/+1 here? Yes, they do. What do we do? Do we block? Yeah, we just blocked the 3/3. Seems fine. Yeah, things are getting a little sketchier. I don't think we run the RAL because we're like, it's a little bit greedy, honestly. I think we just decide not to play the RAL because we think we could hit more. But that was definitely a greedy decision. This is another one where I remember just really hard to figure out what I wanted to do here. I guess I'd end up taking the Hydra. I think I should have taken the blue land to be able to bounce something. Charge bug, okay. Immediately like punished for not just running the RAL. Because we can't even kill the charge bug. La da 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 da. Trying to figure out what to do. What to do. We just pass the turn and then we kick. We don't kick. We just bounce the angel. Makes sense. And I think they just pass from here. Bam, in for 4. And then what do we do? Do we just Hydra? I think we Hydra the charge bug. Spread the damage, or spread the blockers around a little bit. The blockers and the attackers, I should say. I remember them not tapping the Electros. It really sketched me out. I was like, oh no, what's going on here? What's going on here? They got some serious threats. Oh yeah. Oh, but they okay, yeah, that's right. They give everything +1/+1 and they realize they like backpedal here. They're like, no, oops, shoot, I made a mistake. Forgot that you had reach, sir. And I'm like, yeah, you sure did. You sure did, buddy. Boom, boom, boom. Man, these Hydras are actually really good. Right, that's when we slap this down. Slap down the Ral. Bam. Take out their whole board. Well, not their whole board, but everything other than their angel here. And then we slap in for exactly lethal. Slapped him up. And that's it. We got him. That's the game. All right, immediately into game 2. We are ready to rock. Feeling super confident, aren't we? I'd say so. I'd say so. Sorry for the nasal blowing. It's hard sometimes with this microphone, especially when I don't have my filters on, such as right now. This was a weird one. I should have played the, I remember I should have played the Party Thrasher first. I ended up playing the Pyro. Would have got extra 2 points of damage in if I had done otherwise, but it is what it is, I guess. Actually, I guess it would have ended up being the same, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would have been 4 either way, because we got 2 and 2. So actually, it wasn't much of a mistake, but I do think the ordering should have been the other way around. La 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 da 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 do. Yep. So we ditch a land here. Hit the Fang Flames. Pretty wonderful. Take down their broad scale. And that leaves us just enough mana here to cast Malleable Rumble, find something from the top 4. We take the Copy Crook. Copy Crook onto our little land runner there would have been pretty cool. Oh yes. Scurrilous Sentry. Do we ditch a card here? I can't remember. We do not. Arguably, we could have just ditched the Glimpse. Do I just end up bestowing? I do. Oh yeah, I think I just want to end up blocking here. I don't want their Sentry to start getting in. It has Menace. Like, do I put it there? Nyxborn Hydra. Yes, we do. Yep. Yeah, I don't want them to grow their Sentry, so I just hold back and wait for them to attack or not attack. But there's not a lot of things, like, unless they just use like double black removal, there's not a lot of things that could end us here. I guess they could have -3/-3 as well. Alright, Party Thrasher. Filtering out our deck. We hit a land and a Ral. Very, very awkward. We take the land. And then I think we opt in on the Drowner tapped. That was such a bad hit of Glimpse. I probably shouldn't have glimpsed there. I don't know what I was expecting to hit. Copy Crook on the Sentry probably would have been a better move. But we got lots of value and mana from it, so I guess it's okay. I should have also just played the land off of the the Thrasher here. I love, it's actually really fun to review content post recording, just because we get to see how bad we really are. All right, they send it back to us here. We dig for a land. Okay. Ooh, another Hydra. We end up doing some weird stuff here. This was a funny game, I remember. What did we do? We're just trying to decide. If I remember correctly, let's see. Yeah, we just slap it on this guy. I remember thinking maybe that the counters would be doubled, because if it has two Nyxborn Hydras, it would like double count the second static effect. But we learned quickly that this is not a time to try to learn. This is not a time to try to learn how rules work. So we probably should have just put this Nyxborn Hydra somewhere else. But yeah, if the way that you read it, it kind of seems like it would count. It would double the things, but got that one wrong for sure. But let me just read it out for you now. Nyx Bloom Ancient. Oh, not Nyx Bloom Ancient. Nyx Bloom Hydra. Nyx Bloom Hydra. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each 1/1 counter on Nyx Bloom Hydra. No, yeah, so we just totally misevaluated, but that's okay because we slapped down the Strength of Harvest. We decided to just go all in. Boom. Smash in here. Smash in for 14. And then what do? I think we copy the Sentry. Just having menaces, I think, is pretty critical here. So take that, automatically connive, hit a creature. It's a 3/4. So we're in a pretty good spot. The Pyromander can't block. They need to hold back the Sentry because we have a 3/4 and we have the Thrasher. We're just overall, we're in a really good spot here. But I think we played it. I definitely, looking back, I think we definitely played a bit sloppy. There's definitely some decisions we could have done differently. I definitely wouldn't have overloaded the 1-0-1, but hey, what are you gonna do? We beat them with a little Eldrazi spawn, so that's cool. And we don't want them like looking through their deck, so we just block. Who cares if they kill one of our 2 creatures here? Then that's fine because we can just kill them with the 14-15 anyway. Oh yeah, they get some hits. They get a card draw in. They probably should have like filtered their lands with the landscape there. Yeah, they just give up though. All right, 2-0, starting it off strong, and we get right into match number 3. Bam, slap down a forest, say go. Alright, we Malevolent Rumble, find ourselves a mountain, make a 0-1 Eldrazi spawn token, and we swing the turn over to our opponent. They play it that heralds the end, and I believe we just kill that right away, yeah. There you go. Pass it back to our opponent. And we're just like out-tempoing. I remember we're just like out-tempoing our opponent, I believe. Yeah, we just crack this and bounce their 1-3. Crack our 0-1 Eldrazi spawn and pay the kicker on the battle mage and then bounce their 1-3 back to their hand. I believe that's what we do. Pretty sure. Yeah. Again, just out-tempoing them, making them have to cast that again. What do we do? We just make a 4/5 battle mage. Or no, 4/4. Okay. We opt not to play the Strength of the Harvest. Not much of a reason to. Oh, punished. Not really. I guess nothing we could do there. And we play our Copy Crook, copy their Skoa. Kill their own Skoa with it. Decent turn. Get in for 2. And we have Gift of the Viper to hold up. Oh yeah, that's right. We just bounced their 6/6 here. Their Colossal Dread Mask. And then we also get to draw. Draw 2, discard 1. What do we do? Discard the Glimpse. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, that's right. We got Connive too. Just ditch the Ral. We're in a sticky situation. Oh man. Remember, this was a pretty bad turn for us. I remember we tried to go for the win here, so it made sense. I guess had we put it on a 5/5 or a 3/5, we would have been in a better position. So, in retrospect, we definitely shouldn't have put it on the Hydra, because they had the 3 energy, so we couldn't get around the Galvantic Discharge. We just had to let it die. Definitely a bit of a waste. Kept the Gift of Viper. That's an interesting choice. I guess we knew we were casting Altasaur this following turn, so it's an okay choice. It's an okay choice to ditch the 2/2. Okay, they tap down a bunch of mana. What do they do here again? Can't remember. 2 colorless, 2 red, 1 island. Oh, they play Pinnacle Monk. They get back Galvantic. Oh yeah, and this is where we get the win. Or we basically get the win because they try to kill our Defiler. We stop them in their tracks. That's what we do. cost them 1 energy, so they're just 1 short being able to kill our Defiler. Very, very pinnacle turn here. And we hit our mountainino. And cascade. Pretty bad hit for us with the cascade. You can really get through a lot of cards in your deck in this format. I do find end up getting down to like 16, 15, 13, 12, 11 cards very, very often. Opponent does not want to let off the gas though. They're desperate. They're really trying to figure things out. Brain Surge. They get 4 cards to look through. Try to find an answer. And did they find something here? I believe so. Amped Raptor. Oh yeah. Amped Raptor is so good with the amount of energy they have. They hit Dreadmaw. That's right. Such a good hit, actually. I don't know how we come back from this, but I believe we do manage. Oh, I remember exactly what we do now. Yeah. Get collective resistance, that does it for us. Might as well just hit the Amped Raptor as well, see if we can get anything else going. We hit another stupid Hydra. And I think we're debating whether we should do it pre-combat or post-combat. And what we want to make indestructible and hexproof. I guess they would have blocked with the 6/6 on the 6/6 no matter what. So, didn't really matter what we did here. We just had the game. Bam, when we get through. 3-0. All right, straight into game 4 now. Game 4, match 4, whatever you want to call it. We get into it. We are getting into it. Hands of reasonable keep. Toss down our Strength of the Harvest tapped, or Haven of the Harvest it should be called. White. blue land. And I think we just Malleable Rumble. We're like looking to hit a land. I remember thinking like, I want to make sure I hit my land drop, not realizing it's only turn 2 and I've already played a land. But either way, I don't think it's a terrible decision to play Malleable Rumble turn 2. Opponent doesn't think so either, so they play their own. Alright, down goes our Hydra. And we say go, pass it back to opponent here. No attacks. Remember thinking I should troll. I was like, maybe I'll just swing for 0-1 to troll, but then I opted not to do that because why would I do that? We're playing competitive Magic here, guys. Eldrazi Repurposer. Decent little card. From our opponent, we get our Mountain. They get their Repurposer. We have a Fanged Flame to be able to take it down if we want. And why not? Just put it right into exile. Card's only going to cause problems if we leave it alive. We want to be as mana efficient as possible too. Get in for the 1 damage, pass it back to our opponent. Refurbished Familiar. What do we end up ditching? I think we end up ditching Defiler. It's between Defiler and Ral, and I think we go with Defiler because we can like sweep their board with the Ral, which makes a lot of sense. We don't really want to push back their Familiar with the Defiler, so we get more value out of the Ral here. And that land basically provides us with either option if we wanted to. We wanted to play Ral or we wanted to play Defiler next turn, but hey, it is what it is. Bam, get in for 3. Titans Vanguard. Oh yeah. And this makes our decision so much easier with the Ral. And thankful that we chose the Ral over the Defiler. That was a smart choice on our part. So I think what we do here is we exert, we offer the trade. They don't take it, obviously. And then we use the Ral to just sweep the board. Shutting down the effectiveness of their Vanguard. We hit them with that thanks, nice, GG. La da 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 da. Oh, they hit us with Crab Domination. Woof! Crab Domination, what do they hit? They steal one of our Hydras, and then they get, what do they get? They get something good here. I remember. Malleable Rumble, that's right. Not bad. I mean, lets them get something from their deck. They choose Laelia. Just brutal. Our confidence is slowly diminishing. All right, we hit a land. Trying to remember what we do. Something strange. Hydra for 3, and then so we can hold up collective resistance, giving our creature hexproof and indestructible. I think that's what we end up doing. We're debating just playing it out as a Hydra now. I think that's, yeah, is that what we do? I think that's what we do. What do? They play Lelia. And what happens? What happens? Ah, yes. They give us the game. This really should have, I think this really should have just been their game. But we get lucky. They only get in for 9, and then we have lethal. Yeah, that's going to do it. Especially now we draw this Hydra. Cast it on our trainer. Make a 1/1 on our spell. Gorger weird. And then we just get in for lethal. Exerting. Smashing in for an additional 10 damage, 20 altogether. And just get that in with the hair, the thread of a needle there. Bam, bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Let's go into game 5. I think we just jumped straight into it as well. Bam, bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bam, ba, damn. Yep, ba, da, boo, ba, dee. La, di, da, di, dee, da, dow. All right. Oh, yeah. 1/1 kite. Let's go. Play the mountain so we can freak them out a little bit, make them think we have a Galvantic. We play Raptor. Turn 2 Raptor is always really scary. Into a kite. So we're like, uh-oh. Game over. Literally. We got a 1/3. Got a 1/3 to block the old Rappy. Old Raptor. Old Rapidy-doo. Rappity-doo-da-dee. Get in for 2. Oh yeah, they play this Reliquary. That's major. Actually, that was a good sign. I remember that being a good sign for us. Because we're like, yo, that just saved us a turn. Brilliant. Oh. Kind of messed up there. Probably should have played the Hydra. I think we should have just played the Hydra as a blocker, but that's not what we do. That's not what we do. What do we do? Why did we play Malevin Rumble? Why did we make such a poor decision? Take Copy Crook. Okay. That's not any good for us, but hey. What are you gonna do? We realize we admit defeat. Singing for our 1-3. And realize that we made a mistake. Because we ain't blocking. But again, I think we're given a little bit of wiggle room here. Because they play Envoy. Yep, that's right. They don't play the Raptor, which I think was a big mistake. Probably cost them the game, to be honest. Because if they just kept bouncing the Raptor back and forth and hitting things off of it, like, that would have been really threatening. And we also draw into this Battle Mage, which we don't cast like a fool. I remember not casting it. Very dumb. Could have cast it a turn earlier, but instead we just play our Hydra now. We're just doing things backwards, honestly. I didn't count the 0-1, so I just kind of screwed up. But that's okay. That's okay. We're still in this. That's I realized just at that point. Oh no, I could have just played the Wastegate. Why did I give them an extra turn with the Reliquary? What an awful decision. Oops. Bum bum ba bum bum banana bum bum ba bum bum banana bum 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 dum bum banana bum 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 banana bum 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 dum bum banana. They expel the Unworthy. Another interesting choice by the opponent, and then they Envoy, Outlast, yeah, all goody, still in this. Gives us a little bit of breathing room again because we get to kick their Ancestor, and we get to save our 0-1, which is not nothing. Because we didn't cast it last turn. And yeah, got a little bit of breathing room. We'll exile their Reliquary, shut that plan down, bounce their Envoy, and now we're really just like ahead. We went from behind to ahead in a nick of time. Yum num num. Num 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 ba 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 deep down. All right, they're gonna cast Envoy again. We are totally cool with that. Totally cool with that. For some reason, we're not letting them do it though. Maybe we walked away from the computer for a second. Who knows? But we're feeling pretty good, pretty confident. Clicking away here, just trying to figure out life. I actually really like the bestow because you can put it on a creature and it kind of protects the Hydra in a sense. So you kind of get like, I don't know, it feels like extra value when it detaches from the creature. Trying to figure out. I think we just cracked the 0-1 to pay for the. Oh no, we just go big. All right, go big or go home. Bam, Flooded Strand. They crack the Flooded Strand, lose 1 life into Amped Raptor. What do they hit off the top? They hit a skittering precursor, not bad. And then they outlast. Oof, they do hit our Hydra. Kind of brutal. Get in for 2 lifelink. And we're regretting going all in on our battle mage at this point because we could have copy croaked something, but so be it. Fanged Flames is great here. Fanged Flames. Thinking it through. Fanged Flames is good. Stops him from getting lifelink so we can keep smashing in. Slap down the land. Get in for 7. Bam. Put him to 6. Pass the turn. And then I think, I set a stop here so I make sure to get the island with the landscape. The foreboding landscape. Oh, yeah. They hit us with the Ardent. Scary. Not really a very good card, but it does save them a turn here. We copy crook. Choosing Raptor. Hitting Malevent Rumble. Gives us another blocker. And then I'm not sure what we do from there. We take the Ral. Makes sense. We could just like sweep most of their board. Huh. Had I just glimpsed in the first place, I would have won. Because the collective resistance would have just saved us. Make a bunch of faux ones. I think we just, oh yeah, we just get wild here. We just bestow for like everything we've got. We're pretty sure they don't have any removal because they would have used it. I mean, like they already had used some removal and they probably would have used more. Okay, we eliminate that. And then we pay 7. Completely forgot about the connive. So 10-9. Beautiful. Beautiful game. We got there. And currently 5-0, just absolutely crushing it on this day 1 Arena Open event. All right. Game number 6. And our opening hand is quite good. We need to decide if we're getting a forest, an island, a forest or an island. I think we end up going for an island, even though we don't have any blue cards. I think it just makes sense. We do have a lot more forests. I think we have more forests. Maybe we don't, actually. I think I remember thinking that we had more forests in the deck, but I don't actually think we do have more forests than islands in the deck. So perhaps we should have just gotten a forest. That was a long-winded way of saying that maybe we should have just got a forest. I don't know. We have Party Thrasher, though. What are we worried about? Get in for 1 here. Yeah, they take down our Party Thrasher. What a shame that was. We draw. Look, now we can get our forest easy peasy. What were we even crying about before? Nothing. Whole lot of nothing. Boom, boom, boom. Get our forest. Yada, yada, yada. We're like, oh, we don't have the mana we need for the battle mage. Maybe we shouldn't have gotten our forest. That is what happened, actually, yeah. But we opt to take down the void mage. That thing could only help them. It's a big ramp spell. It's a big ramp creature. Puts them up to like 6 mana for playables, so I think it makes sense to just get rid of that. Slap down a Dreadmaw here. And just get in for 1. Dreadmaw has been incredibly impressive. A killer charge bug, okay. What do we do? I think we just overload. Just overload the the Dreadmaw here. Just make a super big creature. 10-10. Swing for 10. They take 10. And I think this turn speaks to what I was saying about the Hydra. Because when you bestow it, right? Let's see. Let's see now. What do? If I remember correctly, they get rid of our living weapon. Our little germ creature. Boo. Oh, they play Wumpus? Okay. And then Night Dryad. No, so it's this, yeah, so it's this turn. I don't know why I did this. What a bad decision. I definitely should have just loaded up on my Nyxborn here. I think I realized right here that that was just a terrible decision. But yeah, this speaks to what I was saying. Just terrible. I guess if we, yeah, no. Just bad. It was just bad. But yeah, Hydra detaches, still super solid. Maybe not actually, they just kill it, but we attach our Dread Mask. Force them to block. Bring them down to 3. And that's it. 6-0 on the Arena Open. After 3 bullets, of course, but feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. All right. Hopefully game number 7 is our last game. Hopefully. Do we keep this hand? I am not sure, but we're playing against Wampa Lampa. Walla Oompa. Slap down our land. Haven of the Harvest. And we're cool. We play our Hydra rather than kill the messenger. In retrospect, that might have been a bad decision. And they just do nothing? How scary is that? Two of the same lands there. It doesn't really matter which one we cast. Swing. And then... it dies. Okay, cool. Actually, it doesn't die. It goes straight to exile. Oh, I remember, yeah, it tapped our lands down wrong. That was really frustrating. Stupid game. Always does that. Always chumps ya. Always chumps ya. Chrysalis. Good old Chrysalis. Yep. We took the Ral. I think that was a mistake. Probably should have just taken the forest. I think the forest there would have made more sense. La di da di di. All right. Reach into our deck, get a mountain. Yeah, not getting our forest. We're getting punished so hard for not getting our forest. That was a bad decision. That was a really bad decision. Pass it back to our opponent. Yep. Planar Genesis here. And what do we do? I think we just go for a forest. At this point we need it, so we take the blue-green land. And then we realize, oh yeah, we realize it doesn't go to the battlefield. Oh man, this was a brutal game. Just a bunch of misplays, honestly. We really needed that forest. We did not need Ral. The logic was kind of there because I was like, yeah, we can sweep the board, but like, what good is it against our Chrysalis that can just take care of that? Can just like deal with that by sacrificing the 0/1s and growing. I didn't notice. What is their little icon on the back side? Do they have like a trophy? This must be, who is this? This must be somebody. Or they just paid for that, I don't know. Well, oh, he's a ex-pro. Interesting. That's cool. Oh, I'm already following him on Twitter. That's hilarious. All right, cool. Ex-pro Eduardo Sajgalik. Probably pronouncing that wrong. He's from Montreal. Very nice. Very, very cool. Yeah. Yeah, he probably won some kind of arena open or something to get that little trophy on the side. I didn't notice that when I was playing against him. Go for 2 here, huh? Probably shouldn't have swung there. I was just playing a whole bunch. I was just playing terribly. I was definitely just stumbling up on my decision making. Sometimes you just stumble it up. Sometimes one like off decision can just mess up the whole draft or the whole event for you. That's what I find anyway. Like, I think we block here. Another bad decision on our part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I guess we were cool to block. We were cool to block. All right. Block. And then we pay. make it a 3-3. They just go ahead and deemed inferior it. Fair enough. And I think here is one of our screw ups was. Oh yeah, that's right. We go to copy crook the chrysalis and realize it's on cast that it makes the 0-1s. That cost us the game. We should have just played Drowner of Truth. Yeah, that was it right there. That was the point at which we lost this one. I think we scooped not too long from here. They hit us with Marauder. It's GG's. I mean, they would have got us too if we played Drowner, so I guess it's not the end of the world. But yeah, just a bunch of mistakes. Bunch of critical errors here against Eduardo. Yeah. Kicking ourselves. We're definitely kicking ourselves this game. I remember just being like, alright, well, nothing we can do. Nothing we can do. They got us. And then we quickly move into game number 8, I believe. Okay, game number 8. Here we go. Pretty nice opening hand here. Pass the turn to our opponent after turn 2. And we slap them with this planar Genesis. Slap them into the next Genesis here. And get ourselves our island for our Defiler. And really, this is looking like a really hot start for us. Hot start, hot start. Yeah, I just run out of 3-4 Hydra, which makes sense. We just want to be efficient with our mana. Glimpse. Let's play a 1 or a 1-2. I think I just play a 1-2. I'm not sure if that was a good call or not. I don't know if it would have been better to have 2 mana, but just applies more pressure, I suppose. And then next turn we can Battle Mage. We can bounce anything that they play, and we can exile their Power Stone. So pretty good start for us. Pretty good turn. Definitely keeping the pressure on. Just trying to cheese them out. They cycle. They get their blue mana source here. Their blue land. Let me go for that heavy cheese. Cheese Louise. Bouncing one of their O1s, bouncing or exiling the Power Stone. And we smash in for 4. I feel like running a Power Stone is already kind of brutal, and then getting it exiled on top of that is just a real big slap to the face. You play Cammy, yep. Kind of annoying, getting rid of our Hydra there. What do we do? Oh yeah, we kick our Defiler. Bounce their Cammy. Draw 2. Ditch a land. And then keep it up, swinging for 3. I imagine they're very disheartened at this point. We've just done so much to affect the board. If we filter out some of our lands here, crack our Seething Landscape, and they play their Cammy. I remember contemplating the gift and then we decided not to. We let the damage go through. And we play Ral. And then on top of that we Fanged Flame their Detective. So just completely wiping the board out. And now we're just like in top deck mode. They play Power Stone, okay. Not too scary. Playing 2 Power Stones in their deck. I think we just try to filter out some lands here. Oh, we don't do it. Probably should have. But we still get to discard draw. Or just discard exile, I should say. Hitting Altasaur. And a Charge Bug, very nice. In for 2. Devourer of Destiny. Not bad. I guess we just run out a Raptor first. Oh yeah, and then it doesn't work. It has to be cast from your hand for the effect to work, but I think we just swing giving things menace. And then we play Thrasher. And we hold up Gift of the Viper. Should have played our land there. Riddle Twister. Riddle Keeper. They riddle keep our guys. It's fine. We hit our lands. Let's get some of those out of there. Definitely should have played the land, but what do we get? Fanged Flame. Let me go all in. Gift of the Viper, First Strike, Death Touch. And then we have the option to Fang Flame their 6/6 and exile their creature, and that's going to do it. That gets us there. And that was day 1 of the Arena Open. It does require a lot of effort to go over and do these voiceovers, so I hope people watch it. But if not, so be it. We got to day 2 anyway. And yeah, that was it. That was the draft. That was sorry, not draft. That was the event. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I'll post the rest for day 2. And if you like what you watched, make sure to hit the comment, hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like, leave a subscribe. You know what I'm trying to say. That's the deck. Super surprised we got there. Altasaur was good. I think the Nyxborn Hydras really carried the whole draft. Just that trample late game was really effective. Plus it has reach. And then Strength of the Harvest also paired well with those. And on top of it, I think Party Thrasher, big shout out to Party Thrasher and to Battle Mage. Deck was great. That was it. There's our sealed day 2 token, 5,000 gems, so it covered itself. Took us 3 bullets, so maybe it didn't quite cover itself, but hey, we got to day 2, can't complain. And yeah, cheers, have a nice one.